All right, hey. It's Mike today. I just wanted to cover a topic on what is the true image of Christ. Um, and I just wanted to cover it from a scriptural standpoint and just look at the text and look at the images and see which one reflects closer to what the text says. So I'm going to start off with Daniel 10:5 through 6. And this is a vision that Daniel got when he was in Babylon. Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded in fine gold of Uphaz. His body was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning. His eyes were like a flame of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass. And the voice of his words were like the voice of a multitude. So it says his feet and his cup like in color to polished brass, feet and arms. Okay, because he was wearing a robe when Daniel saw him in this dream. So next point I want to go into, because a lot of people will say, well, why does this matter? But Christ warned us about this thing in Matthew 24:24, which says, For for there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So it's deception that goes into this, and it's actually predicted in the Bible. So when you go into First Maccabees 3:48 in the Apocrypha, it says, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images." So that they opened the book of the law, which is the scriptures, and painted the likeness of their images to look like Christ. Um, and again, if somebody says, well, why does this matter? I want to cover that again in John 4:23-24. That is Christ saying, "But the hour is coming, and now is, when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth." So we have to go based off of the text, what the text says, and worship him in spirit and in truth. For the Father is seeking such to worship him. God is spirit, and those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. It doesn't say should worship him or could worship him in spirit and in truth. It says must worship him in spirit and in truth. That's a command. And I just want to get another account to the image where and that'll be in Revelations 1:12-16. And this is a revelation that John got on the island of Patmos. "And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks." Now we know that these 7 golden candlesticks, when you go through the Bible, represent the menorah. Okay, but continuing. "And in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, one like the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about to the paps with a golden girdle." So this is talking about his raiment, his clothing. And it says his head and his hairs were white like wool, and his eyes were like a flame of fire. One, we know that's because wool in the scriptures, when it talks about the hoary head, um, it, that's referring to wisdom. Um, that would be shown in hold on, let me pull it. That would be shown in Proverbs 16:31, when it says, "The hoary head is a crown of glory, if it is found in the way of righteousness." So we know that that's talking about gray hair, and it's referring to that being wisdom. But moving on, "And his feet were like unto fine brass," just like it said in Daniel 10:5-6, as if they burned in a furnace. Well, if you burn anything in a furnace, it gets much darker. And his voice was like unto many waters, just like it said in Daniel's. His voice was like a multitude. So it's like the same account. And he had his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword, and his countenance was like the sun shineth in his strength. That's referring to his glory. So today I just wanted to cover that and just deal with the truth of it, and hopefully it was edifying, and all praises to the Most High, and thank you for your time, and peace.